What's going on YouTube? I'm Cooper, this is the CooperMusicPage, and today we're going to show you how to take care of your guitar. Alright, so today we are going to be talking about changing your strings, cleaning up your guitar, and overall giving it a good treatment as to make it sound better, feel better, and last longer. This is my Breed Love Pursuit Exotic Concert Series. It comes with these D'Addario EXP 16s on it from the factory. Got another pair of these in case I don't like the ones I'm going to put on it today. But today I'm going to try the EXP 26. This is a light kind of custom gauge guitar string. It's always good to try new gauges of guitar strings to see which one you like for the playability and feel. So we're going to try out these today and give her a nice rub down and soothing spa day. Pro tip, it's helpful to prop up your neck so you can access the tuning pegs a little bit easier. If you don't have one of those specially made guitar neck stands, you're gonna need some paper towels anyways, so go ahead and pop this bad boy right under there and you have all the access to these tuning pegs right there. So how do you know when to change your strings? So you can tell in the tone of when you're playing. Maybe you'll get a little bit more buzzing than usual, maybe you'll get a little bit more of a dead tone when you're striking some chords and notes. Another good way to tell is sometimes the strings will rust. You'll be able to feel the pits where the frets are on the string. You can kind of feel a little bump there. That kind of means that it's getting a little worn down, a little rusted from your finger greases, and all that stuff is wearing on the strings. And that's how you know it's time to change your strings. A good rule of thumb is once every month or so, if you're playing a lot, or even if you're playing a whole lot before every show, just so you get the best tone out of your strings and out of your playing if you're playing at that level. So the first step we're going to do here is we're going to cut off all of these strings. Alright, now that we cut our strings, we're going to take all the excess strings and make sure that we put them all together and throw them out so we don't drop any little pieces of string you can step on later barefooted. That'd be not great. I've done it. Now that we've got the strings off, we can actually get down and clean this all that got dusty, tighten up these tuning pegs that are loose, lube up our fretboard, and give a nice polish to our body here so that it's being the best that it can be. For that, we're going to use this. This is Kaiser branded guitar maintenance spray. There's string cleaner in here, there's lem oil for the fretboard, and then there is a wood body polish. We're not going to use a string cleaner. Says to extend the life of the strings, keep them nice and fresh. I don't really use it, but I do lem oil my fretboard and polish my body up a little bit. So before we start, I'm just going to wipe everything down with a paper towel to get all the dust and grime off that was just on the surface from just letting it wear and tear and sit around. Get rid of all that dust so we have a nice clean surface to start working with. Being sure to get around the saddle, around the sound hole, all the places that you can't normally reach if you have it strung up in between each of the frets here. And especially in between your tuning pegs, which you definitely have a hard time reaching if you have it strung up. Now we're going to tighten up the tuning pegs. See this wiggle? You don't want this wiggle. If this comes off and comes loose during a show, it has happened to me, your tuning peg will just fall off completely and you will not be able to control the tension on that string. And trust me, that is not a good place to be in when you're in the middle of a show. So it's hex keyed. I don't have a regular hex driver here, but I do have this butterfly bottle opener that has happened to have hex keys on the side of it. This is something I'll probably link below because it's super useful for opening bottles, practicing your butterfly knife skills, and also just having some extra tools on hand for guitar maintenance, so it works. Can I still do this? Yeah. So I'm gonna use this biggest one here and just tighten all these up. Once you made sure that the hex nuts were tight, we're going to take a regular Phillips head screwdriver and tighten up on the back here the screws that hold in the tuning machines. And then you end up with a free moving tuning head and solid nuts and tuning screws here. First up is the fretboard maintenance. We're gonna put this lem oil onto this rag and then go with the grain and lube up each one of these frets, get it all nice and into the wood, and make sure that it's nice and hydrated and smooth. Don't use real lemon oil, use the lem oil type of conditioner. They say you can use lemon oil, but I've heard a lot of things about that drying out your fretboard ultimately and cracking it and letting it not be kept upright and not lasting very long. So we're going to use this Kaiser branded lem oil fretboard conditioner, rub it into the frets. Just gonna spray a little bit on there, wrap our finger around it, and get into each one of these frets here, getting it nice and oiled and conditioned. Alright, that is our conditioned fretboard. Looks a lot more lively, a lot more richer, and it'll hold up a little bit longer now that we've taken care of it properly. Next up is the body polish. This is just wood polish for instruments, good up here on the headstock, good on the body, good on the saddle, all the wood parts just around to keep it nice and shiny, get some of this grime off from your sweaty arm when you're playing for 3-4 hours straight. Make sure we get it all nice and smooth and taken care of. Same deal, we're just gonna spray a little bit onto this microfiber cloth and give the body a nice little polish here. Nice circular motion, just like cleaning anything. You'll go a little bit harder on these grime spots and it'll be just like new once you're done. Don't forget up here on the headstock, make sure that comes nice and clean. And also don't forget the top of the guitar. This is where your sweat will drip down from your body playing and pool up here. You definitely don't want that to set and ruin your wood of the guitar. The only thing left to do now is to restring the guitar. So D'Addario strings come with color-coded tips. The ball ends are color-coded so you know which string goes in which slot here. On this Breedlove guitar, we don't have saddle pins, we have slots that the string just goes right into and holds tension to keep them in place, a lot like most of your electric guitars. Alright, so we got our copper tip, and we're going to take it and thread it through the saddle here. You want to spin the tuning peg so that the hole is right in line with that string holder of the nut that we're going to be going through, and then we're going to feed it through the tuning peg. We're going to pull it tight, make sure that it's fully seated in there, and then we're going to bring it back about a fret length. Then I like to take this up, hold it right there, and maintain the string position while we tune it away from us up to holding pitch. And we start to get a note. So now we get our tuner out. And bring it up to the right note. This would be our E. Once we get our E, we can stretch it out a little bit. Don't worry about the buzzing. The neck is a little bit bowed because not all the strings are tensioned. Once all the strings have the tension on the guitar neck, it'll straighten out, it'll be nice and perfect. But we do have this E note for the first time, so we're going to go ahead and stretch the string a little bit with our fingers. And it'll lose pitch, but we want it to stretch it now so that it doesn't stretch while we're bending and playing in the middle of a show. Stretch it, bring it back up to pitch, and do that 2 or 3 more times. We want it to basically be able to handle this and not lose pitch. close. Perfect. Didn't even have to move it. And then we will clip our excess because we are not monsters. And we just gotta do that 6 more times. All right, now we're all strung up, so let's give it a shot. Nice. Make sure it holds up to bends and general playing. Looks like we're holding just fine. And there you go. That is the complete maintenance and upkeep of your guitar, changing your strings, making sure the hardware is good, and cleaning up and conditioning your body and fretboard. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you got something out of it, hit like and subscribe for more content just like this. We do new videos on Mondays and live streams every Wednesday, so come hang out. Until next time, keep on rocking.